Of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. Happy New Year 2022, people. This is me, and this is my gorgeous, gorgeous furry kid daughter, Angel. And we want to wish you a very, 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 very happy new year. So today's video, we want to talk about goal settings. And yes, I have Angel looking beautiful. So we can talk about asexual goals, setting goals as an asexual, can't we? Yes. I expect Angel's got some goals of her own, haven't you? Munch more food, eat more hay, and be more beautiful. Can you get more beautiful? I don't think you can. Mwah. I love you to bits. So, yes, Happy New Year 2022. Wow, let's make this our best year ever. Princess Misty, hello, nice to see you. So, what I want you to do, if you haven't already done this, is I want you to get a piece of paper out, and I want you to put different sections on this piece of paper. So one is health. Right, health is so important. So put this on your piece of paper. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Can be any piece of paper and a pen, or in Angel's case, a piece of hay, and write down health. This is very important. Mental health and physical health we're going to cover, and then put finances. So health, finances, and then relationships, and then soul. Is the fourth category. So health, finances, relationships, soul, and then your mission as well, right? So we have 5 categories that we need to address here, and we need to set goals in these 5 categories. So number 1 is health. So obviously at the moment, with the pandemic still going on, health is a huge issue, including mental health. Mental health's taken a huge nosedive for many people. Thank you for eating my thumb. Many people's mental health's taken a huge nosedive. You know, a lot to do with COVID and to do with a lot of stuff going on in the world. You know, so it's very, very difficult at the moment. So what you need to do for 2022 is really manage your mental health really well. This means that if you've gone through trauma, currently going through trauma, if you're finding life really difficult, if you've read my fibromyalgia self-help handbook, you'll know that the antidotes to your pain and to problems in life are in that book. Now, I had mental health problems, a lot of them in the last year, but just before Christmas, my mental health improved greatly, and basically, it's very important to address mental health. You know, people think it's taboo and they kind of like shy away from it, and you know, and people don't want to talk about it, but it seriously affects so many people at the moment, especially, right? It's really important to talk about it and to deal with it, right? So I've been to therapy. I finish my therapy next week, and so, you know, it's really, really important as well to create a self-care plan for yourself. So there's no harm or shame in getting help for your mental health, right? It's really important, right? We go to a gym or not, as the case might be, to help with our physical health. We might take a sport or some physical activity, even at home, you know, to help our body. But then why should we be ashamed of going to a mental health practitioner for our mindset? We shouldn't, right? You need to take care of the body and the mind, because they work together. If you've got problems in the mind, you'll automatically get pain in your body more. If you've got pain in your body more, you know, it's harder to not have a healthy mind because you're worried about your pain, right? But particularly the mind affects the body really, really significantly. So what you need to do is write down goals for your mental health this year, right? And this needs to include doing things that make you happy and is fun. A lot of the world is so busy focused on grinding and working and, you know, kind of living the normal life. You work, you come home and watch TV, but what are you actually doing for your leisure time? You know, what are you actually doing? You know, how are you having fun? right? When you're a kid, teenager, a lot of the time you have some things that are fun in your life, right? And as you get older, people, you know, get very like, oh, I can't do this because of my age, I can't do that because of society, right? I want you this year in 2022 to stop worrying about what society thinks and says and be your true authentic self. This is the year of authenticity and of authentically being yourself. Only when we're truly ourselves in our full being can we really be truly happy, because it's no good following what everyone else does, because it's not going to be good for us. Like while I've been sick, you know, with a chest infection, what's been really good is I've had to chill out with movies. I've had no choice, right? But actually having those movies is like therapy for me. And the reason why I love a lot of those movies is because they've always got this inspirational message, usually the movies that I watch, and that is against all odds, against even the most dire circumstances, you can change your life around and come out the other end. This is what most of the films have that I watch, the themes. Hello, gorgeous. Mwah. You know, and it's all about dealing with adversity and coming through it. Now, Angel, in case you didn't know her personal story, she has come through diabetes and she was blind. You know, look at her eyes now. Can you see? They're nice and black again. They were white before, weren't they, darling? So she had to be injected by my mum and dad 2.5 years. That's why she lives with my parents. My mum takes such good care of her. Like, she treats her like the queen she is, don't you? You get very well treated and gets all the goodies and everything she could dream of here. So she's really well looked after. It's thanks to my mum she's alive. Because I can inject her. I had a panic attack, and my mum's been amazing with her. So she's well looked after. You know, it's a shame she doesn't live with me because I do miss her incredibly. I love her to bits. But at least I know she's really taken care of. And at the moment, my health still, physical health still not 100%. I've got a lot of rib pain at the moment from still being coughing somewhat. So, you know, I've been having problems for 6 weeks now. So, you know, I can't really lift her, you know, can't really be lifting the cage up and stuff and clean her out anyway at the moment. But yeah, she's settled at my parents. So, they look gorgeous. So, yeah. So, Angel is a prime example of overcoming adversity. You know, she was diabetic for 2.5 years, blind, you know, and now the vet said that her cataracts has gone in one eye. You know, it's completely disappeared, which is meant to be impossible without surgery. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but she's done it. And, you know, it looks like it's gone in the other eye as well, because she's got black eyes again, where she had white before. I don't know if you can see the other eye. Can we turn you around the other way or not? Probably not. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. Good girl. See? There we go. Back. Well, good girl. Very, very good. So yes, all of movies I watch usually have that theme. And if you watch movies or listen to songs that are positive, that's what I want you to do this year. Positive. You need positive music, positive movies, listen to positive things, read positive things, right? Because in order to counteract trauma and pain and badness or negative emotions, if you like, you need to pour your life with positive emotions, things that make you feel joyous, things that make you feel happy. So watch comedy, be around things and people you love and pets that you adore, right? Because it makes you feel so good, it fills your cup up. So the antidote to feeling sad, for example, is to feel happy, right? The antidote to trauma is to have fun. So that's what I want you to incorporate more and more into your life this year. You know, sometimes we can feel a bit guilty, like, oh, we're having so much fun and other people aren't, you know, and things are happening, you know, in the world that's not good. And we might feel like we shouldn't be doing that, but it's essential for our mental health that we do that, because we really, really need to be counteracting our own trauma and our own pain and sadness in order to get better, because we're no good to anyone if we're not functioning properly ourselves, right? We can't help other people if we can't help ourselves. And it's no good having one more miserable person that's upset, in pain, and thinking negatively. That's not going to help the world, right? The world's got enough of that at the moment. What we need to do is have more people that are positive in the world, people that are helping other people, people that are helping lift other people up, right? So it's better to be one of those people that's helping yourself than you can help others. When I just watch movies after movies, days after days, and they're gorgeous, then it really, really helped me. And I had a lot of time to reflect, because when I watch movies, for me, it chills me out. So it's like my mind can switch off from a lot of stuff, and I can just literally focus on the movie and what's really important to me, which is like counteracting the trauma. So, you know, in the few weeks that I've been really sick, I've been watching lots of movies, and that's fun for me. I've been going out, you know, making sure I go out more on self dates over the last couple of months. That's really boosted my self-esteem, boosted my feeling of good. I've stopped doing dating and relationships as well, because that was actually causing very much negativity in me, very much upset and pain. So I've stopped doing that. So literally this year, I want you to remove as many things as possible from your life that's causing you pain, anguish, upset, feelings, negative emotions. This means you might have to stop watching the news, stop watching your favorite programs if they're actually making you feel worse. Don't forget, programs are designed to emotionally hook you, right? So you keep wanting more. It's like an addiction, it's like a drug, and you have to cut that drug off for your own good. You have to realize it's a TV program. Even the news, it's all going to be done, you know, by the media a certain way, whether you agree with it or not, right? It doesn't matter. The point is, if you don't want to watch death, destruction, murder, rape, violence and stuff like that, then don't watch the news. It's not good to put that in your head, right? The only thing you need to do is make sure that you keep abreast of your local government things and stuff like that, policies for where you have to wear a mask or social distance or restrictions that come into your country. You can usually look at that on your government website, official website like that. That's what you really need to go to anyway, right, for statistics and everything, because that's more, you know, that's like kind of like coming officially, you know. But that's the only type of thing you really need to know. You know, but it's essential that you inject your life with positivity, with laughter and joy. And so I really want you to take this year to really focus on your mental health and your physical health. And I want you to write down what goals that you want to have this year. But better than goals, for anything you do in life, better than goals is what actions are you going to take? Because goals are something you aspire to, whereas actions are something you do. I'll say that again. Goals are something you aspire to, whereas actions are something you do. If you don't take any action on those goals, they won't work. They won't happen. Nothing will work, right? You won't change your life. And we all need to make changes, right? Unless you're one of the very, very fortunate ones that don't need to change anything in their life, and you're happy exactly how it is, and you're happy all the time, 24/7, which is very rare, then fine. But otherwise, you know, you need to make a change for the better. But as I was saying in a previous video, sometimes it's not about reinventing yourself and changing yourself. It's about finding who you truly are, not what others want you to be or forcing you to be or suggesting you be, right? Because you are born to shine your beautiful individuality and your light into this world. The world has enough robots in it. The world has enough clones in it. Don't be that type of person. Be who you are and love who you are. Right? So mental health, and it should also encompass self-love. Self-love is so important for your mental health, right? Self-love is important for your mental health. Mental health is mental wealth, right? So make sure that you're doing things that light your cup up, that make you feel happy about yourself, because it will increase your mental health no end, right? So for me personally, self-dating is something I'm going to be doing throughout this year. Right, it's very important. I'm gonna make sure I go to kids club, watch kids movies, take myself out. Sunday's my self-date day usually, so most of my Sundays are gonna be reserved for that. You know, just like enjoying time with yourself. If you can't go out, or for me sometimes it's the same movies on the next week, which is no good for me, so I'll, you know, have some movie day at home, or go out somewhere, or, you know, like go every other week self-dating. But make sure you do self-dating every single month as much as possible. I encourage you to do this, because this is a practice where you actually date yourself. You put it physically on your calendar that you're going to be with you and spend time with you, and you stick to it. You're not allowed to deviate unless you're dying, which you shouldn't be, right? And obviously if you've got to self-isolate due to COVID, right? Other than that, you know, even if you're not feeling great, you need to get out and push yourself to do it, because you shouldn't let yourself down. The more you keep your promises to yourself, the more you'll trust yourself, believe in yourself and love yourself. And the more you actually go out and spend time with yourself, the more you love yourself. You won't be reliant on a partner or some external source for your happiness. You're creating happiness within yourself. And this is what you need to do throughout 2022. You need to create happiness for yourself. Ask yourself the question, what will make me happy today? What will make me happy for the week? What will make me happy for the month? What will make me happy for the year? Create a happy list. I've told you this before, but if you haven't done it yet, create a happy list. So get another sheet of paper and write down at least 10 things that make you happy. And keep that sheet all year round, forever now, every year. And make sure you do at least 3 things on that sheet every single day. Now, you'll notice if you do 3 things, you might feel good. If you do 5 things on that happy list, then you'll feel great, right? The more you do 7 things, and oh my gosh, you'll feel on top of the world. So it's all about how many things you're doing each day that make you happy, right? Because this is to do with positive emotions, instilling positive emotions and positive things within your life and yourself. So make sure you do that. And, try not to feel guilty about having fun. I've been feeling a bit guilty in the past, but it's like, no, I need that for my mental health. I need to make sure that I'm watching movies, that I'm self-dating, that I'm, doing stuff for me, because that's really good for my mental health. It's self-reliance. It's it's making you in charge of yourself. It's putting you in charge of your own destiny. Thank you for munching my hair, baby girl. Mwah. Give mummy a kiss. Mwah. And so it's really, really important that, that you work on yourself and your mental health and that you really, really this year turn it around, right? So all the positive stuff, self-dating, keeping your word to yourself, booking dates in with yourself, all this is very, very important. The more time you spend with yourself, the more time you can cut out the noise of everything around you. Because when we're in life and we've got the noise, thank you for the kisses and the licks, when we've got the noise of everyone else around us, it drowns out our own voice, right? And it stops us being our true authentic self, because we're too busy thinking about what other people are telling us to do, and we're not being ourselves, we're kind of ripping our soul out of ourselves. So it's really important that you be your true authentic self, and and throughout this year create times of happiness every single day in your life, right? It's down to you to create happiness, right? Happiness is a habit. Happiness is not something we're born with. Happiness is not something, well, although quite a lot of babies are happy, because when they get older, commitments get in the way, fears get in the way, people like are not always nice to you because they criticize you and stuff. But get back to just being your beautiful self and stay who you truly are. And once you spend more time yourself, cut off from social media some of the time, cut off for a number of hours a day, spend time with yourself and listen to your own voice. Like, what do you want to do? What makes you happy? Because when you're bombarded with social media is great because I connect with loads of people, including you, all over the world, and I love it to bits. But sometimes I just need time out for me. I just need to cut off from all social media and spend time with my writing that I thoroughly enjoy, spend time watching movies, spend time chilling out. So for your mental health, please, please, please make time for yourself to be off social media, to connect with what makes you happy and to do things you love and are passionate about, right? It's very, very important, right? And then physical health should improve somewhat once the mental health has. But physical health, do what you want to improve your physical health. If you like a sport, go for sport. If you don't like a sport, just go walking somewhat or do some exercises in your home. And, and just do what you can to keep your body moving and going, even if you're in pain. I have fibromyalgia and I have a lot of pain at the moment, but also physical health involves rest as well. Like if you're putting your body under excessive stress, sometimes it just needs to chill out and it needs to relax and not do anything. Right? So it's about balance and it's about working out what's best for you at the time. Like, do you go on walks and do the exercise, or do you actually need to spend a couple of days resting and not doing anything, but chilling out watching movies, for example, which is what I need to do sometimes. So make sure you focus on your mental health and physical health this year and write down all your goals. But like I said, don't just write goals, write actions. What actions are you going to actually take? So these are the things you're going to commit to do. Not I've got some goal that I want to improve my mental health, but not writing down the actions. You need to write down the action steps you need to take. Saying you want to improve your mental health is great, but what does that mean in practice? How are you going to achieve it? You won't need to write down the how. The how is very, very important, right? And then when we come on the next topic you need to be writing down on your sheet is finances, right? So we need to take stock of our finances at the beginning of the year. We need to basically sit down and decide what our incomes are, what our outgoings are, so what are our incomings in terms of like things that you have to have, like money for food and rent and internet if I want to carry on doing this show, and council tax if you live in the UK, phone bills, all the essential bills that you need, right? What are the essentials that you can't live without, right? There might be something you need to do for your physical or mental health. It might be going to a gym. You might need to pay for a gym membership. You could cut that down if you're really, struggling for money and do exercise at home instead. But if you're okay to do that, and you need to set up a good routine of working out your body so that you feel, good about yourself, it's very, very important. Often gym membership comes with other things like swimming pool or jacuzzi and stuff like that. So it might not just be the gym you go to all the time. You might want to do other activities there. So, for me personally, I need movies in my life. Going to the cinema is a very magical experience for me that makes me feel good. And it's part of my self-dating routine it's becoming. So, set some time, like a bit of money aside for some fun and leisure stuff, right? It should be 10% of your incomings, like maximum, that goes towards that. And then, you always want to be saving some money as well. So don't just be a spender, make sure you save some money, particularly with the economy the way it is, things shutting down again and that. Hi Sandra, Happy New Year. Thiola, oh, lots of love to you, Happy New Year. So, you're going to need to have some money, put by basically. Another good thing to do in financial situation is to sell things online you don't use or need anymore. This is really important, right? So, for example, I sell things on Vinted and Facebook Marketplace. There are a lot of other places online that you can sell things, right? So it's really important that you do that and that you sell your unwanted clothes, your unwanted items, and get some money for them, because this is cash that you can, you can save. You can either put it in bank or just put it in your piggy bank at home, and just forget about it. So then it's there for a rainy day if you need it, right? If stuff's cluttering up your home, it's no good. And in order to bring new energies in for 2022, you need to be getting rid of stuff anyway, old stuff, decluttering, things that don't work anymore, broken things. Some you can sell online still, others really you can't. If it's like, I chucked a couple of coats away the other day, and thanks, Sarah says that's a good idea, thank you, lots of love. I chucked a couple of coats away the other day because they were basically torn and ripped and stuff. So I wouldn't sell stuff like that because people don't usually want stuff like that, right? It's too bad. But I've had ornaments in the past. I've had bits broken and I've still managed to sell them online on Facebook Marketplace. So just because something's broken doesn't mean to say it can't be fixed, right? So with finances, you need to be, like I said, working out what your income is, working out what your expenditure is, right? And see where you can cut down on things that you don't actually need, but also make sure you do reserve a little bit of money for having fun and enjoyment and pleasure, because we want to counteract, like I said, trauma and difficulties, anything you're struggling with, we want to counteract that. It might be that you need to put some money aside for therapy. You might need that for your mental health. So again, look at your finances and see, can you afford some therapy? Is there a therapist that's like cheap or something? In the UK, for example, in my city, there's a charitable organisation. They have counsellors there that will do counselling sessions for like a quarter of the price of normal counselling. So, look at stuff like that. If there's any charities that can help you out and stuff like that with your mental health. So plan and budget for what's going to come up in the new year. Like, what would you like to achieve? Do you want a new fit body? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to like spend time self-dating more and having more fun because you really haven't been having fun over the last few years? And then put money aside and budget for that. So you're like, yes, I've got X amount of money for that. But we should also always be saving some money. We should practice saving, because if you don't save, right, and something happens, then you've got no money. You're going to be in a really stuck situation, and it could be very devastating and worrying for you. So save some money as well. It's very important. And like I said, make sure you declutter your home, bring in new energies. New things can't come into your life when you're still cluttered up with old stuff. So keep selling through your old stuff, keep decluttering. This is what I still continue to do, and so that you can bring in new energies and you can actually get some cash for stuff you don't use. And if you don't use it anymore, someone else can be using it who loves it. Most of the stuff I've sold online, it's gone to really good homes, people who love it. The last thing I sold was a skirt that I used to love. Beautiful sequins denim skirt, size 10. I can't fit into that anymore, right? But it's one of my very favourite skirts. But the woman came to collect it before Christmas, and she's like, oh, I saw it. I said, oh, I can't wear it anymore because, you know, it doesn't fit me. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, no, I'm really glad it's going to good home, you know. And I've sold a couple of my eels and stuff like that. Then, you know, the eels, I said, not eels, the eels. I sold it. Buy food more like tin food, or sometimes there will be food shortages. Yes, Fiola, I think tin food is good to stock up as well, especially with the situation with the pandemic at the moment. I think if you can buy food and stock up, it's really good. Personally, especially for me, because I have an anxiety condition. If you have anxiety, you probably know what I'm talking about. Obviously, it's a problem with your mental health. And one of the ways I manage that is by making sure I've got enough items in food-wise. Like sometimes I don't have enough fresh fruit and veg, so I can run out of it. But, you know, I always keep like, got tin pineapples in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of love. Soya milks, cereals. I've got a lot of them at the moment. So I'm making sure I stock up on things like tuna and that. Because like Theoda says, you know, if there's shortages, you can panic, right? And for someone who's got anxiety is basically you get anxious about things that might happen. So, oh, that's good. Thanks, Theoda. So if you actually prepare for the worst but hope for the best, then it's a better way of managing anxiety, you know, to be prepared basically. So yeah, so we've covered mental health, physical health, and finances. So make sure you write down everything that's coming in, everything that's going out, what's going to come out this year, so what else you might need. So you might need a gym membership if you want to get fit, and then you know, because this is part of health. And then you also might need something for your mental health as well. So mental and physical health. So that might be an expense. Obviously, if you can't afford that, if your incomings are not more than your outgoings, you know, and incomings don't even cover your outgoings, then you're not going to be able to do stuff like that. And then it's something you need to work on, thinking, how can I do that? Because mental and physical health very important, and we should be spending some money on it for ourselves, right? We spend money on other things, like people spend money on Netflix and all sorts of stuff. I don't spend money on Netflix, but you know, we should also be addressing our mental and physical health. That should be just as, if not more, well, it should be more important, you know, than Netflix, for example. But some people need Netflix for their mental health with a movie. So there you go. So it's all down to what makes you happy and feel good. But remember, we always want to be instilling positive emotions. Yes, because I don't get out, I get depressed. I also feel alone. I need to rely on people, my family, and I feel I have to wait always because they have their own lives. Yeah. So in that case, Theola, you need to be if you're lonely and people have their own lives, which they do, you need to be finding groups online that you can go to. Like, for example, online group meetups, like meetup.com, you know, meetup.com, that does a range of meetups. They're often free to attend globally, right? Meetup.com. And so that's what you need to do. You know, don't rely on other people all the time to make you happy. Go and make yourself happy and join more groups. So you can't get out, but you can do online meetups. Some of these groups do online meetups. Like you can do it via, you know, however they do it, Zoom, Skype, Facebook Messenger. Learn those skills of how to do it and then go and do it. So you're not feeling so alone. So, you know, video calling. You know, this is really important. You know, if you don't have a way of going out, then you have to find more ways of connecting people, being connected to people, and being in meetups online. So you might not know how to do it, but you need to learn how to do it. Buy the technology to do it, you know, because we have to be helping ourselves, right? We can't stay in a miserable state because I need human interaction. Exactly, Fiola. So meetup.com, especially during the pandemic, has had online meetups, not just in-person ones. And there's bound to be other places that's doing that as well. So please, please, please go and check that out, right? Even Angel's agreeing, aren't you, Angel? You're beautiful, aren't you? Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Licks and kisses. And you're nibbling me. Do I taste nice? Right. So we've covered, don't forget to go back to the beginning of this video if you've missed some of it. Oh, Angel is cute. She's so cute. Yeah, so we've covered mental health, physical health, and now we've covered finances, right? So what else did I say? Oh, yeah, relationships, right? So relationships can be anything. It can be a romantic relationship. it can be a friendship, it can be a family relationship, right? Some people will separate the category relationship and family and friends, right? So again, you need to be writing these categories on your piece of paper, and I want you to put down the actions you're going to take. So you need to evaluate what the situation is. Like, have you got good friendships? Have you got a relationship? Do you want a relationship? Do you not want a relationship? How are your relations with your family members? Or, cousins, relatives, friends, all these types of different relationships. Maybe it's a working relationship. Write all these different categories down within the category of relationships. So these are basically subcategories, and work out how your relationships, whether it's a friendship, work colleagues, family, friends, whatever it is, and then work out where you are. Are you happy with the situation? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it neutral? And then work out what you're going to do this year about it. How are you going to improve it if it's not good? Or are you going to have to let that person go from your life? How are you going to maintain and sustain the friendships you do have, right? Because friendship is a two-way thing. You can't expect them to message you all the time. They've got to message you. You can't expect them to message you all the time. You've got to message them as well, right? It's a two-way thing, right? Maybe some friendships are just not working and you have to let them go, because when you let a friendship go that's no good for you, you allow another friendship to come into your life. So it's so much better. So for me, in terms of relationships this year, I'm not dating. I'm not looking for a relationship anymore, but I want to build more friendships locally and socialize more. So for me, I'm going to be building social relationships and more friends in my city. But I'm definitely hugely going to be focusing on the friendships, the deep friendships, best friendships I've already made, and make sure I maintain and sustain them and keep them strong and grow them as strong as I possibly can, even more, right? So this is really critical for me, because the best friends I've got at the moment, they are sensational and they mean a world to me. So again, you need to literally focus on what you have got, what you haven't got, and what you need to get, and what you got too much of that you don't need anymore. So for example, if a person's dragging you down, being negative, saying you can't do things, putting you down, you don't need that in your life. Get rid of that person in your life. It might be a partner, right? I've had to block people out of my life last year because they end up being no good for me personally in the end, right? So you've got to do what's right for you. Just because someone's not right for you doesn't mean to say they're not going to be right for someone else, although it depends what character traits they've got and how they are, but we're all different, right? Sometimes we're only meant to be friends with someone for a short period of time or for X amount of years, and then they leave our life, right? And maybe we learn a lesson from that experience. Maybe we just enjoy the experience. Maybe we learn from a negative experience, right? So it's all good. Nothing's. Oh, you're right, darling. Oh, you've been on the quite a long time now. You all right? Are we all right? Don't forget how important you are to me. You okay? Right, can we carry on? Only if you're happy. Right. So that's covered relationships, right? Remember, relationships, write down your subcategories: friendships, work colleagues, family members, all that type of thing. So relationship, friendship, work colleagues, family members, and then put down what actions you're going to take this year. So not just goals, but the actions you're going to take. So like I said, goals are great, and that's why I titled this video Goals, because most people set goals. You must also set actions. Like, the goal is the thing, the outcome that you want, basically, but the actions are what you're going to do to achieve that outcome. Very, very important. So number 4 is mission. Like, what is your life mission, or life purpose, if you like, right? So this could just be helping people in your local community, volunteering in your local shop or something to help people, going to visit the elderly, this type of thing. So you're making your mission to help others. Maybe you're helping specifically elderly. Maybe you're helping specifically animals and you want to go to a local pet centre or animal sanctuary and help out there, that type of thing. So whatever your mission is or life purpose is, go and live it. Now, if you don't know your life purpose, right, you need to make this year your year to find it, which means you do a variety of things like work experiences, voluntary work. Now, if you're locked down, if you can't get out or you fear going out, you can do online work, right? There's bound to be a lot of charities online that need help. For example, the elderly might need someone to talk to. So you could set something up, or you could join another organization that does that. People that are feeling lonely, as you can tell, you could set up your own asexual group, meetup group online, right? And organize that. There's no end to what you can do. It doesn't have to be something outside, right? You could be into gaming and set up a gaming thing. So you're an organizer of a gaming group or something like that, right? Whatever your life mission is or purpose, usually mission is something beyond yourself. So it's about helping other people. So my life mission, I got a life purpose and a life mission. My life purpose is to write books that change lives, non-fiction books particularly. And my life mission is to get asexuality recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, so no asexual lives in fear of ridicule ever again. An official sexual orientation in its own right throughout the globe, I should say. So that no asexual lives in fear of ridicule ever again. And so this is really, really important, right? That's my mission. And this year, my actions are to get into, particularly when it's to finish my Asexual Guide to Sex book, then do a lot of publicity for that. So I'm going to be doing approaching people to go on podcasts, go be interviewed in magazines or articles online particularly. So basically I'm going to be spending about 3 months trying to find places to interview me, because the more people that know about the book, the more people know about asexuality, the more we can spread the word to different audiences, and the more I can help asexuals, because the more we can get recognised for being, a sexual orientation in our own right, and we can be taken seriously. So that's, a huge part of my actions this year, right? And life purpose is writing books. The more my book's known as well, the more books I can write. Because I can be known as a writer as well, which is what I am, writer and author, right? So I'm focusing on book publishing business this year and helping asexuals more, and they go hand in hand. So that's really important. So whatever your life mission is, life purpose, or if you don't know yet, make your mission to just find out like what you're excellent at, what you're good at, how you can help others. Having a mission is usually helping someone outside of yourself, right? So it's really important. And number 5, I said, is soul. So your soul is all about, your intuition. It's about, reconnecting with who you are. It's about finding yourself if you don't know yourself well enough. A lot of the time, it's because we don't want to be alone, and we're with other people, and we're scared. I mean, I don't mind being on my own. I'm used to it, right? But a lot of people aren't. And so it's about not just being on your own, but taking time out to just sit with pen and paper and reflect, like, what is it you really want in your life? What is it you love? What is it brings you joy? How do you feel about certain things you do in life, or certain things you have in your life? What creates good feelings in you? What creates bad feelings in you? So you can understand your soul more. And so these are some of the actions you can take, under the topic of soul. It's like, I'm going to find out this year what makes me feel good, what makes me feel bad. Now, you might already know some of these things, but other times you won't, and you need to make yourself be consciously aware of things. So, for example, if you're stood in a queue, for example, at McDonald's or some takeaway, I want you to actually think, now, what am I thinking? What am I feeling when I'm still in this queue? Am I getting anxious? Am I getting impatient? Am I thinking just this is a great day? Am I thinking of my friends? How am I feeling at that moment, right? So when we start to become aware of different situations in life and how they affect us emotionally, and how they affect us in our body, physiology, basically, we can start to understand ourselves better. We can start to work out a care plan and work out what's good for us in multiple aspects of our lives, and therefore we can create a better life for ourselves and a better life for others around us, because when we're happy within ourselves, it will automatically mean that we're happier with other people, and they will see that, and the happiness you have inside you will rub off on other people and make their life much better. So it's a win-win. So make sure you please address all these 5 categories in your life, and go and do that now after this video, which is ending soon. Go and write them down. So you need to write down, remember, health, which is mental health, physical health, finances, relationships, mission, and what I just said. The last one I just said. What did I say? So yes, soul, your soul, what's in your soul. So those 5 categories, that's what I want you to work on for 2022. You need to get to work on that today, because it's the 1st of January. If you are in a country where you need to go to sleep soon, you can work on it on the 2nd of January. If you can't do it today, that's fine, but you need to get it done. So I want you to write down those categories and write down what actions you're taking to improve in those 5 categories in your life. Very, very super important. We need to take action, because when action is taken, it builds momentum, it puts us into our personal power, and it also makes us feel productive, right? When we're productive, we're not stagnating, we're making changes in our life that are physiologically, you can feel it in your body or even in your mind, right? And when you make shifts, you feel like you're making a change, you feel like you're making progress, and so therefore improves the quality of your life. Because if we stagnate and stay stuck and our life isn't where we want it to be, then we'll just get more miserable and sink into a depression or not feel great, right? Which is what we don't want to do. In 2022, we really need to be moving our life forward, right? And only us, ourselves, can change our life. No one else. Nothing external can change it but us, right? We can get help to change it. We can get therapy and stuff, but even so, we still need to help ourselves. Even with my therapist, I didn't speak to her about 5 weeks because I was poorly. And in that time, I wrote out a self-care plan for myself. And ask yourself the question, if I was my best coach to myself right now, what would be the best advice I'd give to myself, right? I thought a lot about that question, right? Hello, gorgeous. Hello. Oh, so much love. And so, yeah, she's reminding me about love, isn't she? Self-love and love is very important. So yeah, so if you can also write a category of love, like how can I get more love in my life, whether that's through a pet or it has to be including self-love. You can write that down, although that comes under mental health as discussed. Look at this. Thank you for the love, Angel. Thank you for the New Year love. Oh, I love her so much. Look at this. She loves me. I love you, gorgeous. Oh, so nice. So start off the year with some love and self-love. It's very important. Thank you for reminding me. Put more love into your life, however it feels good. Yes, we've nearly finished now. Good girl. So so make sure you address all those categories and actually write them down. By the end of the 2nd of January, you should have all those 5 categories written down. It's called scripted. So basically you write down your ideal life and how you're going to take actions to improve your life in those areas, and write down the outcome you want is the goal. Then underneath all those is the actions, like what action you're going to take to achieve that goal, because without action, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be, I wished I had that, right? You have to write down the actions, small actions, so you can build on them. If you try and do too much at once, it'll just overwhelm you. You'll be like, I can't do this, and give up, right? So small, tiny actions, step by step, step by step. So think of the end goal and what we call reverse engineer it. Thinking, okay, this is the end goal. Now, what would I need to do? What's the step I need to do before I actually get that goal? What's the step before that step I need to do to get the goal? So you work backwards. So if, for example, you wanted to make money online, you'd start with a goal maybe of £20, then you'd increase it to £50, then you'd increase it to £100. Or if you want to make loads and loads of money, and then, but obviously you have to have a product or service to sell, right, to make that amount of money. And then you'd have to have more products or services, or increase your money for it, or get more audience for it, or change niches to get a bigger audience. There's loads of things that you can do to change that, right? But you start off small first, I remember when I made my first bit of money online, I was just really excited that I made a bit, because it's more than some other people can do, right? Whatever it is in your life, if you're not very good at making friends, making your mission to get one friend in the next 3 months, and then and then get another friend in the 6 months, so you got 2 friends, and this type of thing, right? So whatever it is, just put some actions down of how you're going to get your end goal in each of those categories this year, and you must do it, right? Because when you do it and follow through, you'll get more self-belief, you'll increase in confidence, and you'll increase your self-esteem, which is really important, right? Because we want to be feeling good about ourselves, happy, and that we're progressing in life. And we want to feel that, we can make a difference to ourselves and the lives of others. Very important. Yes, we're going to go now. And thank you for watching. Angel and me say thank you very much. Lots of love. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And we'll see you soon. Well, Angel probably won't, because unfortunately, well, fortunately she lives at my parents because they take excellent care of her, but unfortunately I can't come over here all the time with the COVID scenario. So yeah, anyway, bye from me and Angel. Wish you a very happy new year and lots of love and hugs, and just keep being beautiful you, because you are ace, right? Don't be a robot of what other people want you to be. Don't worry about what other people think. Just be your true authentic self. If you're not sure what or who that is, find that out. Be very self-reflective. Journal. Spend time off social media, TV off. Journal what your thoughts and feelings are and emotions. Get to know who you are, and then work on yourself and your life gradually. But always, always praise yourself, right? Because praise yourself for where you are now in life, for everything you've achieved and what you've done. Because if you just look at what you haven't got in your life, things you haven't yet achieved, you'll be coming from a place of lack, and you'll feel bad about yourself, and it will be demotivating and make you procrastinate. You'll think, oh, I'm not there yet, I haven't got all this stuff, I've got all this goal ahead of me, all these actions, and I'm feeling really bad about myself because I'm not even there yet, right? So start of a new year, you've got a whole 12 months to do all this stuff, right? Set something that you know is realistic that you can achieve first of all, right? So if it's like socializing, like I'm going to go to one meetup in a month or in 6 weeks, that type of thing, you know, even if it's online. If it's online, I'm going to email someone to see if they want to meet up online. Something as simple as that, right? Because you have to have really something simple, something easy that you know you can achieve, right? Sometimes success is just getting out of a bed and cooking yourself a meal that day, right? So you need to be celebrating your small wins and small successes and praising yourself for how far you come. You're still alive if you're watching this video. You survived 2021. That's incredible. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. But obviously, mental health has been very difficult. Pandemic situation has been very tough on people, you know? And so, you know, just praise yourself every day. Just praise yourself, you know? At the end of the day, these goals are there to help you change your life. But you only have to do it incrementally, little by little, little by little. Any change is going to be amazing because you're going to have achieved it. But make sure you set things that you know you're going to achieve. Like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to make myself a smoothie and have all the ingredients and everything out the night before. So you make it, for example, and then you can see that what you've said is true. You've been able to do it. You've been able to keep your word to yourself, and you can trust yourself, believe yourself, and see that you can make some progress in your life, right? So it's all about small actions as well, but praising how far you've come. Like, you know, you've made it through 2021. That's incredible. And please praise yourself. And every day, write down 7 things you're grateful for every single day. And also write down 7 things that you're going to praise yourself about every day. So I want you to write down 7 things you love about yourself, 7 things that's great about you. So 7 things that you're grateful for in life, and 7 things that's great about you that you love about yourself. And you're not allowed to put nothing, right? So if you're really, really down on yourself, you're not allowed to put nothing. It might be, I like the fact I talk, I like my hair, I like my eye colour, I like the fact I've got up in the morning and had a shower, you know, anything that you like. I like the fact I take the rubbish out. Anything, just anything you like about yourself, just write it down. And successes you should be celebrating. So every single time, every day, right, at the end of the day in your diary or journal, just write down things you did that day. And this doesn't mean I climb necessarily, I mean, you know, have to be something huge, like I climbed Mount Everest, or I went to the tallest reef, not reef, I went to the deepest sea today, or this reef, or I climbed this highest mountain. I've never climbed one of them in my life before. It can be simple things like, I went and got out of bed today, I had a shower, I saw my friend for 3 hours, we had a meal and chat, it was really good, I came back, I relaxed with a movie, it was very therapeutic for my soul. Then I wrote a blog post, and then I did a live stream, and then I went to bed. Or it could be, you know, like you just wrote a letter to a friend, you text message 5 friends and said how much you care about them, appreciate them being in your life, you know, anything you do in your day, any action you take is a success in my book. because you've done something. You haven't sat there doing nothing all day, right? So anything is a success. Anything you achieve, put in your diary each day, because that'll be really motivational for you going forward throughout the year, right? I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to go. I'll see you in the next video live stream. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. It's bye from Angel and it's bye from me. Happy New Year, and we're sending love. Bye. Say bye to the beautiful followers. Beautiful channel subscribers. Lots of love. Subscribe.